Hi guys, it's your boy Marie Rodriguez. August 20th, 1993, the real Queen of Notre Dame, Queen of Notre Dame, and hopefully you guys are having a good day. Let's get into today's video. I got a story time today. So the story time today is goes to a message, and this story time is also about one of the messages that I'm going to put out today. So one of the messages I'm going to put out today, and also this video is going to be going on my account. Basically, is part of my day in the life series. Um, my day in the life series, like Castle at Notre Dame with me. So I'm going to be talking about a lot of kind of sensitive content. It's still going to be kind of like messages, but it's also going to be like me and my home and what's going on. So for someone here, this person loves you a lot. Okay, she loves you a lot, and but this person was in an abusive relationship or is in an abusive relationship, and the Lord is going to have to release this person out of this abusive relationship. Okay, so for someone here, this person, you could be in a relationship. For someone here, you can be a guy trying to get into a relationship with someone here. The person could be very stern. The person could be very mean. The person could be, talking to you, but this person could still be in a relationship. This relationship could have turned abusive, or this relationship could be getting ready to end. Okay, so what I would suggest for someone here, if you know somebody is in, you're talking to someone and this person is still in a relationship, this person might not tell you this person is in a relationship, but this person could be in some type of relationship that is going to end. I personally would know, I'm not saying I would not like, um, let, I would not like, just get rid of the individual. But this woman looks like she is in a abusive relationship. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing. This person is struggling in an abusive relationship, and this person is um, trying to figure out if she wants to keep this abusive relationship or she wants to get out of this abusive relationship. Okay, so this is a story time that I want to talk about. I've been through a lot of things. I've been through domestic violence as kind of like a teenager, and I went through it as an adult. And so, some of these things were not relationships. I had it was kind of like a benefits thing, and something. It was also like a family member, you know, and it was also like in a relationship. So what I would say is, for me, I was going through a lot. I did not think, and abuse could be like verbally, could be like different mentally, it could be different ways. But when you're going through like physical abuse, um, you're really going through a lot. It takes a lot on you. It's the same as going through like a lot of verbal abuse. When somebody's choking you down with their words, cursing you out, choking you down with the words. So for me, when I was going through something like I was going through something very similar. I was about, this could have been like 10 years ago in a particular situation. Um, I was going through a lot. I had a lot of stress. I was pregnant at the time. And I was going through a lot of like mental, psychological, I would say it was like a lot of manipulation, so I did not want to like, I wanted this to kind of be a relationship. It was sexual, but it was not, like where I wanted it to, where I wanted it to be. Now, we both kind of had like this understanding that, okay, like, we're talking, we are doing this, but for me, I know what I wanted. I wanted, a relationship. I wanted a marriage. I started to grow in love with this particular person, and it got like to the fact where this person did not want kids. This person did not want to have something, you know, more with me. This person did not even want to talk. This person just wanted to meet up when it came to having sex. And this is not the recent situation, but this was a situation for like, um, I was about probably like 24 years old all the way up. So this kind of went on for like 8 years, and so this got to the this got to the point where it really kind of like caused me to like, deteriorate spiritually. So like I had been single for like 13 years. I was single in this situation, but it was kind of like, I'm giving all my time to this person. I'm going to see this person. This person is going to see me, you know, and so it was really, really hard. So for someone here, uh, this could be your situation. So when I got into a relationship, I got into a really good relationship. I finally got into a relationship, and the relationship got very, like bad to where it was a lot of things that different things happen, and different things. So I was going through a lot of I was going through a lot of things, and I was trying to figure out if this person was going to like if this person was if this person really loves me, or if this person was wasting my time. So oftentimes when you're going through something with, like, you know you kind of don't know if you kind of don't think it's told. You think, oh, I love you, this person is telling you they love you, and you think this is a healthy love. You think this is an argument because this is a healthy love, but in all actuality this was not healthy, so I was up one day, and it was a lot of commotion going on, and I saw how this, like, guy, it was this guy in the neighborhood. He was staying with this female, and the guy was very abusive to a dog. The guy, I always see how people treat animals. The guy was very abusive to, like, they would walk the dog, and the guy would like kick the dog. I don't know if this is the female's dog or if this was his dog, but the guy would like kick the dog, like, you know, they would like walk the dog, and he would like kick the dog while, she would like probably not be looking, but I feel like they were both very abusive. So what happened was one day they got into a fight, and the guy beat her. Like, he started hitting her all the way to outside. He was hitting her, and he was like saying he loved her, but he was hitting her all in the face, and he hit her to the fact that she fell down. I think that he was talking about I love you, and then he was punching on her, and I was like, I was looking out the window, and at the time I was in a relationship at the time, and so I was looking out the window. I was like, that's not really love, fighting and hitting somebody and fighting them, and then you hit them all the way out the door until they fall. You're kicking the door, and I was looking at that, and I was like, that's not an excuse. But I saw how the way they would walk this animal, and they would like he would kick the animal, and he would like, so that was a sign to me that that's not somebody that I would date. That's the sign to me that that's not somebody that I would like. I would talk to or date. So um, you got to be careful, because like you got to be careful how you treat people, because and who you're staying with and how they treat your animals. One day I got home, and my cat was limping, and I was trying to figure out why my cat was limping, and why she went to go, like, hide in the closet and sleep in the closet. And I was trying to figure out, like, why was she you know doing that. And it was not me trying to, like, blame, but I really pay attention to, like, um how you uh how people treat animals and how people treat kids. But I was in a very abusive I've been in a very abusive relationship, where I was beat in the face. I was, beat, and I was like hit on, and it was very, very hard for me to go through. I had to like wake up with like bruises on my face, and I had to cover my face up so I would not go to work. So I've been through like many different things through this was not, the situation with, like, 10 years ago, but this was another situation. I've been choked, like I was 17. Um, I got into a situation with a guy. He was about 19 years old at the time. And, we started hanging out, and he started like wrestling and putting me in different positions. And then I had bruises all over my body, and then I had to stop, hanging out with this guy. So I've been in a lot of situations where I had to like, you know, I had to like stop dealing with people because it was very abusive. So when you see something like that, you got to like understand that the person is uh trying to like picture, like, you know is this what they're going to is are they going to stay, or are they going to leave? And sometimes this person does not, sometimes this person could be forced to stay in a situation that they do not want to be in. So you got to be very careful. But the message is, this person loves someone here. This could be a guy. This person really cares about you, but this person is, is struggling. Okay, this person is struggling. Currently, I'm no longer in a relationship. I'm single now, and I am currently not in the situation that I was in before. it was a really, really bad situation for me, and I'm glad I was not, I was not safe. There was a stalker in the neighborhood too that would like come to my door and like, he would come to other people's door and like he would like him. I saw him. It was him and a partner or him and some female kicked down the door and they had a gun. So it was a lot of people that would stalk me around in my places of living and they wanted to like kick. They wanted me to be removed. They didn't want me to stay in the place of living because they had a lot of jealousy and because they could not stay there. So you got to be very careful and you got to be very, like, careful with what you're doing and where who you're dealing with. So that's a very important message for someone here. Um, Thank you guys for tuning in. This is going to be my story time. This is a very important to bring awareness, for a lot. But this is going to be posted on my new account, my new videos, and my new account as well. You got to just be really, really careful when it comes to picking a partner. But someone here, this person is, this is what's going on with this person, and this is why this person is not, following up because this person is still, and a lot of people, they are in these situations and they stay with the person, they move to try to hide it. So this might not be the person for you, or this could be a person that you got to give it time to see if this person is going to like move forward. So it took me a lot to like get out of those situations, but I got all those situations. So I wanted to be authentic with you on this account. I'm going to be very, very authentic when it comes to my life and the stories and trying to help a lot of people. Thank you.